world will be like in 2050.
Hard to imagine.
Yeah, you think? I mean, Reverend, the world is changing so fast and right in front of us. I mean, 1/3 of the natural world has been destroyed in your lifetime. You know, the Earth's temperature will be 3 degrees centigrade higher. 4 is the threshold. You know, severe, widespread, and irreversible impacts. And when scientists say stuff like that, National Center for Atmospheric Research, Lawrence Livermore, Potsdam Institute, Reverend...
He went on like that for some time. By 2050, sea levels 2 feet higher on the East Coast. Low-lying areas underwater across the world. Bangladesh, 20% loss of landmass. Central Africa, 50% reduction in crops due to drought. The western reservoirs dried up, climate change, refugees, epidemics, extreme weather.
You know, the bad times, they will begin, and from that point, everything moves very quickly. You know, this social structure can't bear the stress of multiple crises. Opportunistic diseases, anarchy, martial law, the tipping point. And this isn't in some, like, distant future. You will live to see this. You know, my children will experience this unlivability, this, I'm sorry, I just, I thought things could change, you know? I thought people would listen.
Do you have thoughts of harming yourself?
No. Why, did Mary say something like that?
No.
No, I'm not worried for myself. All right, this world is gonna be what it is. But can I ask you a question, Reverend? How do you sanction bringing in a little girl, for argument's sake? Let's just say that Mary and I's child, it's a little girl. You know, a child that's so full of hope and naive beliefs into a world where that little girl, she grows up to be a young woman and she looks you in the eyes and she says, you knew this all along, didn't you? You see that? I mean, what are you supposed to say then?
There's something growing inside Mary. Something as alive as a tree, surely, as an endangered species. Something full of the beauty and mystery of nature. You said sanction. You think Mary should have an abortion? This birth, is that your right? Is that your decision? Have you asked Mary what she thinks? Look, this is it's not about your baby. It's not about Mary. It's about you and your despair, your lack of hope. Look, people have, throughout history, have woken up in the dead of the night, confronted by blackness, the sense that our lives are without meaning. Sickness and to death.
Yeah, but this is something different.
Yeah, no, man's great achievements have brought him to the place where life as we know it may cease in the foreseeable future. Yes, that's new. But the blackness, that's not. We're scientific people. We want to solve things. We want rational answers, right? And if humankind can't overcome its immediate interest enough to ensure its own survival, then you're right. The only rational response is despair. But do you think that there's any existence apart from this here, right now?
Yes.
Yeah, right, before us, after us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, so you're talking about the next lifetime, huh? You just...
I felt like I was Jacob wrestling all night long with the angel, fighting in the grasp. Every sentence, every question, every response a mortal struggle. It was exhilarating.
You believe in martyrdom, Reverend?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
You know, the saints of God, the early Christians who wouldn't renounce their faith, The missionaries who were attacked in the fields of the Lord, do you believe that they died for a purpose?
I do.
Well, every week, activists are killed trying to protect the environment. 117 were killed last year for their beliefs. I mean, right there, this is Jose Claudio Rubiera da Silva, and that's his wife, Maria. They were gunned down in 2011 in the Amazon. You know, they were protesting free cutting of the rainforest. Hey, as Dorothy Stang, 2005, she was a nun from Ohio. And what was the purpose of their death? You know, in 2010, the IPCC predicted that if drastic action wasn't taken by 2015, environmental collapse would be irreversible, and nothing was done. And now it's 2017.
You said you respected me, what I've been through.
Yes.
So, you know my story.
Yeah, you were a chaplain.
My father taught at VMI. I encouraged my son to enlist. It was a family tradition. Like his father, my father, before me. Patriotic tradition. My wife was very opposed. My son enlisted anyway, and 6 months later, he was dead in Iraq. Right? I talked my son into a war that had no moral justification. My wife could no longer live with me. I left the military. I was lost. And Reverend Jeffords from Abundant Life, he gave me this position at First Reform, and here I am. And Michael, I can promise you that whatever despair you feel about bringing a child into this world cannot equal the despair of taking a child from it.
Hey, what was his name? Your son?
Joseph. The boy thrown down the well.
Yeah, I remember. The dreamer.
The dream, yeah.
And you were able to just go on?
Courage is the solution to despair. Reason provides no answers. We can't know what the future will bring. We have to choose despite uncertainty. Wisdom is holding two contradictory truths in our mind simultaneously. Hope and despair. A life without despair is a life without hope. Holding these two ideas in our head is life itself.
Are you drinking, man, Reverend?
It doesn't help.
No, I suppose not. Can God forgive us? For what we've done to this world?
Who can know the mind of God? But we can choose a righteous life, belief, forgiveness, grace covers us all. I believe that.
That's 2 years older than I am right now. He'll be 81.
Yeah.
Hey, you know the world.